morning and welcome back to Rise and Grind. I hope you had a great weekend. This past weekend I watched a movie. It was called Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, and I am not a big movie person at all, but I highly recommend it. It was funny, it had action in it, but it delivered so many impactful and powerful messages. And I'm actually going to start off Rise and Grind this week with some motivation from it. And without ruining the movie for anyone who's going to watch it, the gist of it is that there's this possibility that we can live millions of different possible lives depending on the decision or an action that we make that day, right? So as an example, if you are in a hybrid office and you get to choose when you go into the office or stay home, your day could be drastically different just from that one little decision. If you decided to move out at a certain age, go to school or not go to school, go to the grocery store, every little decision could send you in a different trajectory completely. And human curiosity, we often think, what if, or, could my life be different if I made that one decision, which is very natural, but we often get caught up in those thoughts as well. And before you know it, we've lived a life where we thought, what if, or we're trying to replay the past instead of enjoying the life and the trajectory that you're in right now and making something out of it or changing the trajectory of the future. So that's what this movie was about, and I just thought it was such a powerful message. So this week, I want to challenge everybody to not get stuck in the past, or if you find your mind drifting that way, try to pull yourself into the present. Maybe think about one thing you can be grateful for at that exact moment to pull you into, that type of mindset. But you have the power to change your future trajectory. You do not have the power to change the past. So this week, live for the future. All right, I am also going to start out trends with talking about the power of positioning, which is a little bit different because it's not necessarily a trend, but it's something so powerful. And I think, marketers, we always talk about different positioning, but for brands or businesses who you're trying to advertise on your own, the way that you position a message to different personas can be so powerful. I grew up often hearing the saying, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I'm sure at the time my mom meant it because of my tonality or my manners. But as I grew older, I learned that it also meant that I could say the same thing to 3 different people, 3 different ways, and still deliver the same message. And it lands differently on every single person. And that in itself is really powerful because as a business, you can sell the same service to so many different personas, right? So as an example, if you don't know what positioning means, I'll share an example with you. Let's say you are a med spa, right? You might sell your services to someone who is elderly by saying that our services and treatments help reverse signs of aging. Whereas if you're selling your services to somebody who's a little bit younger, you would say maybe something along the lines of, my services and treatments help prevent the signs of aging. So one is preventing and the other one is reversing. Both could be true for your services, but only one applies to each persona. So that's what I mean by saying that you can position something entirely different. And it's really important to, especially, I was brainstorming with one of our account managers earlier last week, and we were talking about all of the different events that are coming up over the next quarter. And we have Memorial Day weekend, we have Mother's Day, Father's Day. There's so many different events. The end of the school year is coming up as well. And all of those are opportunities to speak to a person's pain point within that event, right? So maybe for Mother's Day as an example, I can't find a Mother's Day gift, or, pamper your mom, spoil your mom for Father's Day. Same thing, you can go the same route, just on the dad route. End of the school year, maybe you're a car dealership, right? And you're trying to figure out how you're going to get through the lull of the summer. Well, it's the end of the school year. How many adventures are you taking throughout the school year? You're going to have your kids home all at once. Maybe you have a bigger family this year compared to last year. So these are all things to think about. And to break it down, think about each persona and each event and how would you sell to them, essentially. What are their pain points? What solutions would you provide to them? That's typically how I get started, is making a map of their pain points and then drawing out, here's a solution, here's a solution. So it is really powerful. Give it a shot for some of the different events that are coming up that you could advertise for. And again, if you need help, you do know where to find us. But speaking of different personas, we also had Coachella happen, or is happening right now, and there's a variety of brands and influencers flocking to the event or to the music festival. And we see a lot of fashion and music trends pop up at music festivals like this. But we're also seeing some complaints pop up too from people who generally want to go and enjoy the music festival and are saying that now it's turned into an influencer playground, essentially. Brands pay influencers to show up and really push their product, and that's what it's become, even on social media, which is really interesting. But we did see some brands like Poppy and AirChat make the event as well and make a really big marketing effort towards it. Poppy partnered with Alex Earl to create a tent specifically for her. And AirChat had a few tables at the event too. And if you're new to AirChat, this is Silicon Valley's latest obsession. It is yet another social media platform, because we really needed another one, but this one is specific to audio recordings. So it's really interesting because the app encourages users to just talk. So you can still scroll through the feed, but instead of liking and engaging with photos or videos, you're going to be engaging with audio recordings. And your replies are going to be audio recordings as well, so people can like them, but if you were to comment, you would send back an audio recording. Now, the app also transcribes that recording so that you could pause and go ahead and read if somebody talks too fast or too slow and you need to speed it up. But the entire goal of the app is to get people to just have authentic conversations again, which I think is really interesting because we've seen this shift in the way that natural conversations happen in social settings. I feel like a lot of people have become very introverted. They don't really know how to act in social settings. And I love social media, but I'm going to blame social media for that too, especially because younger generations, all of your engagement and conversations is happening through text or through photos or, online, right? They're not really face to face, and they're definitely not picking up the phone. How many people do you know get anxiety having to pick up the phone and call to make a doctor's appointment or call to, order a pizza? It's scary for some to have to sit there and speak out loud. So this app is encouraging users to really embrace that and exercise that muscle. And I think that's so cool. I hope it's going to change the behavior of how younger generations socialize and communicate, because I think right now we're headed in a funky direction. But that is all I have for today. Thanks for spending some time with me this morning. We'll see you back here at 9 a.m. next Monday. Remember to tune in on all social platforms and subscribe on YouTube. Thanks.